Hello, everyone, and welcome, especially to all the students from Europe Hotel School. You're in exactly the right place to get that real-world edge. My World is where technology and hospitality operations meet, and today we're going to break down one of the most critical strategies in our entire industry, the art of the soft opening. This is where a hotel's future is really decided, long before any champagne is popped at the grand opening.
Now, this isn't just some old cliché. It is a fundamental truth in hospitality. Launching a new luxury hotel. The pressure is immense. We are talking millions of dollars, and the brand's entire reputation can be made or broken in those first few weeks. If you get it wrong, that first impression, well, it's almost impossible to shake.
And that right there, that's the core problem. This expectation of immediate, out-of-the-box perfection. A grand opening that's full of service glitches or system failures, it can tarnish a hotel's reputation for good. So the question that keeps every general manager up at night is, how on earth do you achieve perfection from day one?
Well, here's the secret. You don't hope for it. You engineer it. And the industry's antidote to this whole problem is the soft opening. Now, this is so much more than a simple dress rehearsal. It's a calculated, super strategic phase that's designed to systematically hunt down and eliminate every single imperfection. Let's dive into what that really means.
Okay, so let's get a really clear definition on the table. The keywords I want you to focus on are strategic and controlled. Every single decision is on purpose. The goal is to stress test the entire operation. Everything, from the newest bellman to the core property management system. But in a safe, contained environment where mistakes become these valuable lessons, not front-page news.
This visual really says it all, doesn't it? It highlights this fundamental shift in mindset. During a soft opening, the goal isn't making money, it's perfecting the operation. The guests aren't just anyone off the street, they are hand-picked partners, and the whole team's focus changes from trying to impress and make a profit to testing and refining. The grand opening is the show. The soft opening is where that show gets built, piece by perfect piece.
So how do you actually craft this controlled launch? Well, a successful soft opening is definitely not an accident. It all comes down to three critical interconnected decisions that the hotel's leadership team has to make. These are the three main levers of control you can pull. How much of the hotel do you actually open? Which services are you going to offer? And who exactly gets invited to be your first guest? Let's take a look at how each one of these works in the real world. First up, scope of inventory. So a hotel might only open, say, 30% of its rooms. Why would they do that? Simple. It gives the housekeeping and front office teams crucial breathing room. They can handle a realistic workload, they can learn the quirks of a new building, and they can perfect their processes without the chaos of a full house.
Second is the strategic rollout of services. Instead of throwing open the doors to every single outlet, a smart hotel opens its core services first. Like the all-day dining restaurant. You've got to make sure the fundamentals are flawless before you add the complexity of a fancy fine dining spot or a packed rooftop bar. It's all about stabilizing the core before you expand. And third, you have the guest profile. And this is key. The first guests are not your typical customers. They are partners in this whole process. We're talking corporate clients, maybe some media, or even friends and family who totally get that they're part of a test. And in exchange for a lower rate, their job is to give you detailed, constructive feedback on absolutely everything.
In this partnership with the guest, that's what fuels the most critical process of the entire soft opening, what we call the hyper-feedback loop. This is the operational engine that takes all that raw guest feedback and turns it into service excellence, almost in real time.
And this process is incredibly systematic. Step 1, you scrutinize every single interaction. 2, all feedback, good and bad, gets logged as a snag. 3, these snags are reviewed every single day in leadership meetings. And 4, corrective actions are rolled out immediately. Think about how fast that is. A complaint about slow luggage on Monday is reviewed Tuesday morning, and the team is retrained on the correct procedure by Tuesday afternoon. That's fast.
This whole system is designed to hunt down what we call the silent assassins of the guest experience. These small, seemingly minor failures. They're the tiny cracks in the service armor that, if you don't fix them, can completely undermine the feeling of luxury and quality.
Let me give you a perfect example, a critical handoff between departments. So a guest asks for dry cleaning at the front desk. Does that request flow seamlessly to housekeeping, then to laundry, and all the way back to the guest's room without a hitch? It's exactly these kinds of cross-functional processes which you can only test under live conditions that a soft opening is designed to find and perfect.
Okay, this brings us to a final, really important point. How do you measure success? During a soft opening, your key performance indicators, your KPIs, they're not financial. Success is not about revenue or occupancy. It is measured by one thing and one thing only: operational readiness. This chart right here shows you the single most important KPI you'll track. The main metric for success is the daily reduction in that snag count. As you can see, over a few weeks, the number of reported service issues should be consistently going down. This data-driven decline is the hard proof that the teams are learning, the processes are getting better, and the hotel is getting ready for its big debut.
So always remember this. The ultimate payoff is not short-term cash. It's long-term confidence. The confidence that your team is prepared, your systems are solid, and your service is perfected. This systematic approach to readiness is a core principle you'll master at places like Europe Hotel School, and it's what truly sets the stage for a flawless grand opening.
So there you have it, the what, the why, and the how of the soft opening. It's really a masterclass in controlled execution and fast iteration. So I'll leave you with the question to chew on. If you were the general manager on day one of a soft opening, what silent assassin in the guest experience would you hunt for first?